All right, guys, this is Laura with Powerful Fitness, and I am here live with Corey of Max Muscle in Springfield, also a store in Manassas. Okay, so we are here, and we just did a live feed on Restore Meals, and now we're going to talk. We have a lot of questions, so what we're doing is just talking about some of the questions that us, when we're working out, you know, as we're working out in boot camp and all these different classes, of course nutrition comes up, and this is a great way to use our experts here. So what I did is kind of gathered some questions that I hear a lot. And so that's why we did our Restore chat. But we also have a lot of questions just on the scale on, you know, I hear all the time, well, I've been working out with you for, 3 months, but I gained 2 pounds. Or now that I've reached my goal, what am I allowed to eat? Can I add more calories back in? So what we want to do is just get Corey's information and expertise on the scale, measuring progress, and maintaining progress. So if you have a question, and even if it's not about that, feel free to post it. This is a great opportunity to chat with a nutritionist, and we'll just kind of talk about that. So a couple of the questions, like I said, let's just get right out of the gate. Spoiler alert, Corey doesn't like the scale. Let's get her thoughts on the scale and why or why not. I can tell you it's going to be not. We should use it. All right, so let's just chat with her about her thoughts on the scale first.
Well, I think the problem is that we've assessed our worth by some sort of measurement on the scale. So when we step on the scale and the pounds go up, we freak out. And the problem is that from the point when you start, so I encourage everyone when they start a workout program, get your body fat done. So you understand, okay, let's do 150 pounds because it'll be easy. My 150 pounds, of that, 30 pounds is fat and 120 pounds is lean body weight. That would actually be somebody that's probably pretty stocky and built, actually, now that I think about it. But let's say you start off 150 pounds, 30 pounds of fat, 120 pounds of lean body weight. And then, what happens is 4 to 6 weeks later, you go, oh my gosh, I've gained 2 pounds. And so for most of us, we look at that scale and we go, oh shoot, I thought I was making such great strides. My clothes fit better, everything feels better, but I gained 2 pounds. And so what we all of a sudden start doing is then we think, oh my gosh, I'm not going to eat the right way. I'm going to change everything. I need to change everything. But that's when I tell everybody, hold on, get your body fat done and see where you're at. Because chances are what you've probably done is you've put on some muscle because you've been working out and you've lost some body fat. And so what the net result is, and my clients always used to laugh and say, it's gray fuzzy math, I don't understand, because the scale just says I gained 2 pounds. But what's happened is you've actually gotten leaner and you've gotten stronger. But because of the fact that we're so accustomed to the scale, then we sit there and we look at it and go, oh my gosh.
Well, and that's what you said. I mean, if you lost body fat, because I think the thing is, you can put your clothes on and be like, man, these fit better. And then 2 seconds later, you see that you gained 2 pounds, and you forgot that your clothes fit better. Because if you're leaning up, you're tightening up, even if your number is going up.
Right.
I mean, I will say that for me. I mean, first of all, if you don't know your body fat numbers, Corey will do them for free for you in store. You just come in, and they have a great machine, super easy. And it's a great baseline to just know where you're starting, because, I mean, that happens to me when I work with Corey. I'll come in and say, oh, Corey, I gained 3 pounds. This is not going to be a good day. And then she takes my body fat and it's gone down. That's a good day. So, but if I didn't have Corey helping me look at my body fat, I would do exactly what she said. I would be very upset. So I think the scale is really worthless. I mean, unless you're going to use it in conjunction with other things, because you have no idea what that 3 pounds is. Did you eat something salty? Is it your time of the month?
Well, and I think
Are
that's
you
the
gaining
key
muscle?
Is that people don't understand that. They don't understand. Like, I hear this all the time in the gym, and I'll hear these women go, I was doing so great and everything like that, and then, I went out to dinner last night, and I stepped on the scale this morning, and I gained 3 pounds. And everybody thinks that, like, you don't gain 3 pounds of fat overnight. You don't gain 3 pounds of muscle overnight. That just doesn't happen. But yet your body can swell, and it can retain water, and it can be puffy. And I mean, I've known women that have 6 pounds of weight that they gained before their time of the month. So it's not that aspect. So a couple things about the scale. If you really want to weigh yourself once a week, same time, same place, same everything. So if that's, and I generally tell people, if this goes back to the talk that we just had, if you're having weekly Restore meals, I like you to do your weight the morning before you have that Restore meal, because that gives us a sound weight every single week to kind of see where we're at.
Before you eat a basket of chips.
Exactly, because the problem is, and I will tell you, do this next time. Do this for me. Take your weight on that morning before you do your Restore meal, and then get up the next morning and take your weight. I guarantee you it's going to be 4 to 5 pounds heavier. you did not gain 4 to 5 pounds overnight in that one meal. That's just sodium, that's just water. But it's a really good way to see, okay, this really makes an effect on how the scale is.
Right.
And that's why the scale isn't such a great determining. If you really want to see if you're having overall weight loss and the scale is physically actually going down, you need to find the time of the month, every single month, that you're ovulating as a woman. And once a month, that is the weight that we look at. Every 4 weeks, we start looking at that trajectory to see, are we truly losing weight over time? And then that's the case. And yes, if weight is just an issue and you just want to lose weight, we can definitely do that. If you want to be healthy and feel good and, you know, be success as a mom and in your daily life and just really feel good, then the scale isn't going to give you those results that you're looking for.
Right. That's really good. Okay, so if you have questions about that, so that was the scale thoughts. Okay, so how do you measure? Like I don't weigh at all. So how do you measure your progress? If you're gonna say, well, Corey, and we're all out there, right? Like let's be honest, there are people that's just, if you've got a scale in your house, you're gonna get on it, right? So you want to know, so you can't wait till once a month. So you got to get rid of it if you're not going to use it every day. So so it's gone. Okay, so now you have nothing. Now what do you do?
Take pictures once a week.
Once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Same time.
Same time frame, once a week, take pictures.
Okay.
Pictures don't lie, and it's, I work with nutrition clients that never send me their weight, and they just send me pictures every single week, and I can tell if they've stayed on their meal plan or if they've deviated from their meal plan.
I never
just by
thought of
looking at
that.
them.
That's a good, okay. Is there a specific angle you should be looking at if we're not sending it to someone?
No, it's again, it's the same light, it's the same spot, it's the same time every single week in order to see progress.
Right.
You can't
just
take
like a front and a back.
Yeah. So I mean, if you've got horrible lighting, that's fine. You just make sure the next week you do it in the same place with that same horrible lighting because you'll still see results and you'll still see differences. The other option is you can look at your clothes. If your clothes start feeling better and they're feeling looser, then there's a good chance that you're probably losing in the right direction.
That's hard for me. Is that hard for y'all? Because I only wear stretchy clothes. So my clothes fit now, and they could fit if I was 9 months pregnant. Because I only wear active wear clothes. They stretch with me.
Some of them you'll feel a little bit different.
Picture might be more accurate. Uh-oh, we're going to lose battery here. Okay, if you guys have questions, make sure you post them, because this might be cut short a little bit. How do you pick a goal weight? Or, wait a minute, maybe, hey, my question might be wrong, right? Okay, if I don't want to go on a number on a scale, how do I pick my goal? If I'm not a bodybuilder, if I'm not trying to go on stage, how do I pick this is good enough? Where's the this is good enough line?
Well, it wouldn't be determined on your weight. It would be just on how you look and how you feel. And then when you get to a point where you feel like this is good, it's that point where I look at you and I say, you're like, okay, I'm here and now I want to do this. And I say, okay, you have to eat, for example, okay, we got to put vegetables in your plan. Right. Or we've got to, you can't have those carbs at night anymore. When we get to that point and you say, that's too much, then we know we've got that point. Okay. And you have to choose to be happy at that point and say, I'm good here.
So the key, so the key is not, you could go further, but are you going to go further, are you going to get those results by being miserable?
Right, and the key is, and this is probably the number one thing that we're really focusing on, is we so far too many times do this yo-yo dieting kind of thing, where it's a matter of, you know, we work out so hard and we do our diet so hard and we work so well to get to our results, and then what happens at that point? Then what we want to do is we want to, okay, now can I eat more calories? Now can I add more stuff back in? And what we've set ourselves up to is we work really, really hard until we reach that goal, and then the second we start to slack off, we're going to gain the weight back. That's just all there is to it, because those eating habits. So it's really a matter of we need to find a plan that works that you can maintain and enjoy. So finding a balance of where that is.
So you use the word maintain, and this is, I'm going to actually, guys, I'm just going to plug my phone in here and hold it. Okay, so there we go. It's getting real technical. This is very professionally done. Okay, if you've been, or maybe this is not even the case, so maybe the question itself is wrong. If you've been, let's say, eating 1,600 calories and you've reached where you want to be, do you get to add any back in? Like once you're happy, what's the difference between, you know what, I did have 20 pounds to lose or X amount of body fat and I got there. Now do I get to change my plan a little bit, or?
It's a matter of then, once we figured out the macros, that's where That's where the plans that are, if it fits your macros, have become so popular. Because once you have gotten to success and you found out the right amount of protein, the right amount of grams of carbs, and the right amount of fats, is then you can start playing with those and you can start changing those. And then that's going to give you those same results to keep kind of where you're at. But it's kind of as we age, as we have babies, as we stop doing certain exercises, everything is constantly moving. So it's really a matter of we have to constantly be willing to kind of work with it and keep making strides towards it. So it's really about trying to find balance in terms of it's really that whole how much do I want to give it up? Where am I happy and where am I comfortable? And is it, okay, I've gotten all this weight, but I really, really want those foods, then it's a matter of saying, okay, in order to have those foods, your body's going to gain weight. They're just how it's going to be.
Right.
So it's just a matter of looking at that. Or, for example, we can talk about individuals that, want to have a vegetarian or a vegan diet. That's great. It's going to be very, very hard to be super, super lean without eating all the protein alternatives. At some point, you come up to that point and say, but I'm happy here.
Right.
This is where I want to live and this is where I want to be. And so it's just really a matter of if we can get away from the scale, get away from a weight that we have to weigh, then that really helps us find that balance and going, I'm happy here and I can stay here.
Okay, that's really good. Do you guys have any questions about that? Or questions just in general? Those were my main questions about the scale, but any other questions you guys have before we let Corey go? It's a chance, and you can ask anything. Doesn't have to necessarily be about the scale or maintaining. I'm trying to think if I had any more that I've heard people ask. Oh, Clivia asked. What was your question, Clivia? It was about snacks. I wanted to make sure we got that in.
Pre and post-workout.
Yes, you said early morning. Yeah.
What to eat the night before.
Yes.
If you are going to work out really, really early in the morning.
Okay, so for those of you who are doing my 5:15 a.m. classes, let's hear what we're supposed to be eating. I'm going to check and make sure that was exactly it, but go ahead.
It's a matter of making sure that you're not starving yourself. So making sure that with dinner, again, I would make sure your carbohydrates, so your rices, your pastas, something like that is in your, she said yes,
okay.
Is in your dinner. So it's a protein, a vegetable, and some sort of carbohydrate.
Okay, but is that a fourth a cup of rice? Like what?
It's all going to be individually based.
It's based on it, okay.
It's all individually based. I would say it's probably... a serving of carbohydrates is 15 grams. That's an exchange of carbohydrates. So you're maybe looking at 1 or 2 exchanges. Again, it all is individually driven. I wouldn't go over more than about 30 grams of carbs for that meal. And then you probably want some sort of, maybe it's a protein shake right before you go to bed, some sort of protein so that you're prepped and ready. And then it's a matter of just figuring out in the morning how your body reacts. Are you better doing it fasted? Because some people are going to be better doing it fasted, and putting something in their stomach is going to upset them. If not, then it's really in the morning. It's something, it could be as simple as maybe it's a piece of fruit. Again, you have to see how that affects your performance. Does it cause you to bonk out? Is it a protein shake, and does that work well for you in the morning? So it's really those little simple things will make a difference. Some people will do half an English muffin with peanut butter. I try to stay away from fats because fats tend to sit in the gut.
Yeah.
But I know for me, egg whites and almond butter is the best thing for me. When
you do that together?
I don't do them together. I do a spoon of almond butter and I do my egg whites.
But
for me, that's the best overall energy source before teaching a class or a hard workout. So that's what works best for me. The key with all of that is it's critical that you eat right after you get done.
And what is
the worst thing you can do? You can't do the worst mistake you can make in that whole setup is going to be not eating right after you get done. And that should be...
Hey, I'm going to get personal. I'm going to ask her a personal question. So I do, and you guys, a lot of you know this, but I find that like a quarter cup of egg whites, like microwaved, we're talking, like I know that sounds gross, but at 4:30 in the morning, that's about all I can accomplish. So I eat that on the way to teach. When I come home, so that was like at 4, maybe 4:50 a.m. Then we work out till 6. I get home, and I have like a half a cup of almond milk and then I wait a little while and then I eat with my kids. But that little while could be 45 minutes to an hour. Is that too long?
And you ideally want to get it in within 30 minutes.
The full meal, not just the almond. You got to have more than just like a little recovery.
Yep, because basically what your body does is your body is screaming for carbohydrates. At that point.
Okay, Cliff was asking us, a meal right after, is that within an hour or like 15 minutes? Yep. Apparently I wasn't doing it right.
Within about 30 minutes is ideally what you'd want. After a hard workout, because what your body
And
is,
it's carbs.
your body wants carbs then. That is when carbs are meant to fuel you for a workout or replenish after a workout, is specifically what those are for. And so you definitely want, that should be your biggest carb heavy meal, is right after you get done working out.
Okay, a question that I get a lot too, though, is doesn't it depend on the workout? Like for me, does it depend on, let's say you did bar, right? Bar is a real popular class, but not as high in intense. It is intense. What's the word I'm looking for? Not as cardio heavy. It's not cardio heavy. So would that be a meal would that be one that you could maybe just load up with protein pre-workout? Because like you said, you said a piece of fruit, and I'm thinking, well, maybe fruit for like a boot camp, but something more protein for a strength training, or does it matter?
Probably more strength training for strength training. And I would say cardio, high intensity cardio, you can get away with nothing. It's when you've got the strength training that you actually really need.
Did you hear that?
Some fuel.
Because people do fasted cardio.
Right. People have been running for years on fasted cardio, and it works really well because the theory is it's tapping into carbohydrate stores that you have in your body to use for fueling through the. But you pretty much, I mean, anybody that's done fasted cardio will tell you the second you get done, you like hit the wall and you're done.
Right.
And you need carbs and proteins and fats to restore at that point.
Does that answer your questions? Okay, just real quick then. I mean, I know Clivia is one of my AM workouters, but I see Sarah's on here. Sarah's one of my mid-mornings, 10 o'clock. So what if this is not an early morning thing? Then what would you say? So then
it's a matter of getting up in the morning, having your regular breakfast, and then right after you get done at the 10 o'clock workout, you can't wait until lunch to eat.
You cannot wait until lunch to eat.
You need to have something. And this is where something like a protein shake is fabulous because it's something you can throw in your bag, you shake it up, you drink it, you chug it as soon as you get done with the workout, and go have your regular lunch. And I guarantee you whoever's doing that, if they're skipping that, they could add in a protein shake, keep everything else the same, and they'd probably have better results.
Okay. Good questions. All right, any other questions? That's good. That's a big topic discussed. All right. Make sure I didn't miss any questions here. I'm going to pick my phone up. Hi. Okay, I don't see any questions. All right. You guys had some great stuff today. So, like I said, if you want to, you can post questions here, and Corey, there she is, and I will come back to throughout the day and check. So if you come up with a question, you're like, man, I should have asked her that when I had the chance. You still have the chance. Just post it, and we'll keep checking. If this is something that you chat about with your friends, go ahead and share the video. Let them know that they have a chance to kind of hear it straight from the expert, which is not me, but Corey here at Max Muscle. So I'll let her tell you like where she's located. If you have more specific questions, come chat with her. Like I said, having that percentage, that body fat, and the ability to just have a really full view of where you are and where you want to go is so helpful. So come in and see her and check that out. Oh, we have one more question here. She usually runs at night after dinner, so what should I have after my running? Great question. Okay, let's do that question real quick before we go. Bonus question. Did you hear it?
How soon are you going to bed would be the key.
Oh, okay, so let's just, did you hear that? How soon are you going to bed after you run? So you go running, and then do we have, 30? I mean, how long do you have?
And it depends on what you're eating first. So what I would do is tell me this. What are you eating before dinner? And then, so what are you eating at dinner right before your run? And then how soon are you going to bed?
2 hours.
And what are we eating before the run for dinner?
That's a good
question. Why she's sending that, I'll let you guys know. We're located in the Brookfield Plaza in Springfield. So it's 7,000. Yeah, right across from Chick-fil-A. You should know where we're at. It's the only Chick-fil-A that doesn't have a playground, unfortunately.
But they're putting a new Chick-fil-A in Burke now. It's like a drive-through or something. So what we need to know I think Corey needs to know to answer your question about the running is just what are you eating at dinner time? Because I think that would have an impact. That's a good question.
And I think the ideal there would be you want some sort of carbohydrates and a lean protein before. I don't know how anyone can run on an empty low carbs dinner at 5:45 or 6. It's really kind of hard to run on a full stomach with protein on it. Generally, for people that are doing night runs, I tell them to eat a very, very light protein, moderate carbohydrate for dinner, and then after they get back to have carbs and protein. So okay. It's really
almost like you split your dinner into two small meals.
Split your dinner into two small meals. So
okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You guys have been awesome. I have loved all these questions. If you want to do this again, just let us know and we'll make it happen for you. And again, if you have other questions, feel free to continue to post and we'll keep answering them. You guys are great, and I hope you have a great rest of the afternoon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.